A limited liability corporation LLC operating agreement outlines the member duties and ownership specifications of your LLC. This agreement gives you a chance to define the working relations and financial concerns among the members, business owners, and between managers and owners. In Arizona, an operating agreement can include any legally sound provision that relates to the operation of the LLC and involves its employees or members. While Arizona law doesn't require that you create an operating agreement, unlike some other states, in writing, it's still important to make one since proving unwritten terms and conditions can be difficult. It's important to understand what to include in your agreement so that everyone remains on the same page and you can minimize the risk of future disputes. An attorney can be a valuable resource in the process for ensuring that your agreement is comprehensive and enforceable. An LLC operating agreement is an internal outline for the general operating rules of your organization, its organizational structure, and how it will be run. This agreement lists all the owners, their contribution amounts, and their percentage of ownership. An agreement also serves the role of establishing the rules for processes, like how decisions are made and how the leadership structure should look. It's important to distinguish between an operating agreement and articles of organization. Articles of organization, also known as articles of incorporation, are filed with the Secretary of State to register your company as a legal business entity. Meanwhile, an operating agreement is an internal document that provides direction and clarity around decision-making and processes involved in your LLC. Before creating an operating agreement in Arizona, there are a few considerations worth making to ensure that it is legally enforceable and covers all the bases. An operating agreement is not a legal requirement in Arizona. Instead, it works as an internal document for guiding decisions and ongoing operations of your organization. As a result, you do not need to file your agreement with the Secretary of State. You should keep the following in mind. Arizona law doesn't require you to create an operating agreement, but it's still advisable to make one. An operating agreement will lay out what to do in case of future conflict and how to handle important business decisions. This document can help prevent conflict between members of the LLC by outlining solutions to potential issues before they arise. Working with a lawyer to draft your operating agreement is a good way to ensure that it's legally sound and fulfills its purpose. There are no specific legal consequences for not having an operating agreement, but there could be risks to not having one. An operating agreement does lay out important terms and create a roadmap for how your organization should be run, so without one you could risk actions being taken that are against your interest. This is especially the case if there are multiple members making decisions. Without an operating agreement, your LLC will be governed by the Arizona Limited Liability Company Act's laws. These laws cover issues such as members leaving or joining the group and how you should handle profits and losses. The rules outlined in the Arizona Limited Liability Company Act may not perfectly align with your members' ideals, which is why creating your own operating agreement is the better option. Not having an agreement could also lead to disputes down the road between members. If your organization featured multiple owners who each provided their own input regarding how the organization would be run, a lack of an agreement could mean that there is no documentation of previously agreed upon terms or member preferences if an owner decides to make a unilateral decision. Creating an effective and enforceable operating agreement is relatively simple, but it's important that you take careful steps to ensure that the agreement reflects your interests and covers all the important bases. Putting detailed thought into the process now minimizes the chances of issues arising in the future. Take the following steps to create your operating agreement. Gather essential information. Gather and outline key information about your business, such as your member information, your organization's purpose, and the overall structure. Consult with your team. Consult your team and discuss what terms you should include in your agreement while ensuring you agree on important operating procedures. Draft the operating agreement. Once you have the details clear, you can begin to put all your ideas on paper. Review and revise. Review the draft for clarity and completeness, considering whether all potential concerns are covered. Finalize and sign. Be sure to finalize the document by having every member sign it. Once your agreement is fully complete and drafted, it's also a good idea to maintain a copy of the signed agreement. Everyone having a signed copy on hand ensures that everyone is on the same page and clear on the terms of the document, preventing future disputes later on. A business attorney can help you ensure that you've completed a legally sound operating agreement and that your concerns related to the company are covered. While you may save money initially by choosing not to hire legal assistance, you risk having to pay more later if unforeseen complications arise. Working with a business attorney offers all the following benefits. Legal experience. An attorney will have a deep understanding of Arizona laws and regulations surrounding LLCs, helping you make sure you cover all your bases. Custom drafting. An attorney will help you create an agreement that fits the specific needs of your business and each of your members. Clarity and precision. An attorney ensures the agreement is clear, precise, and free from ambiguous language, helping you avoid the potential risks of an agreement causing issues in the future. Member rights and responsibilities. An attorney will help you clearly define the roles, rights, and responsibilities of each member of your organization. Conflict resolution. A business attorney can help mediate potential disputes to manage conflict or avoid it altogether. Compliance. Your attorney will ensure the agreement is compliant with state requirements and best practices for LLC operating agreements. Review and amendments. Your attorney can also offer ongoing support for reviewing and updating your agreement over time as the business evolves to ensure all contingencies are accounted for as they arise. Seeking legal counsel is the best way to make sure you fully understand the law and are setting up your LLC management procedures correctly so you don't have to make corrections later. Contact our business attorneys here at JacksonWhite Law for support in creating and reviewing your operating agreement. Get experienced small business representation. You can think of your LLC operating agreement as a prenuptial agreement for the company. It provides members with a thorough framework for how to inform day-to-day operational decisions, handle functional issues related to the business, and minimize conflict in the future. As mentioned, you don't have to get legal assistance to make an operating agreement, but many choose to do so anyway for the added peace of mind. By working with an experienced small business attorney to create an Arizona LLC operating agreement, you'll save a lot of extra stress and hassle in the future by protecting your company and the interests of your members. Our team of skilled attorneys at JacksonWhite Law will support you in the process with our decades of experience in business law. Call JacksonWhite's small business law team at 480-526-5848 to discuss your case today.